What's up guys, Brent here, and thank you for clicking on my video. Today's video, as you can see, is a Blu-ray update. I have a bunch to show you guys, a bunch of boutique releases, a bunch of few Criterions, some other labels, a digibook, some slipcovers, some really nice slipcovers. So without further ado, let's get into this, and I'm going to show you a VHS and a DVD that I picked up as well. First off, oh god. Alright guys, first off we have Stop Making Sense, which is the Talking Heads concert. Fucking amazing. This is directed by Jonathan Demme, or Jonathan Demme, whoever you want to say his name. He directed Silence of the Lambs, and really awesome find. I did pretty much pay kind of full price for this for the condition it's in. It's a little banged up, as you can see. But I was selling some stuffed half-price books, so I actually got credit. So I basically got this for free, but it was $10 originally, which I think is a little bit much for the condition it's in, but still a really awesome find. And yeah, if you have not seen this concert, please check it out. And they even reference it in Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. Next off, we have something that I've been looking for a long time, and I was very excited to find it. I've had the first season for a long time. So like I said, when I saw this, I was jizzing bricks. I was very ecstatic to see this, and that is Pete and Pete Season 2. It's a great show from what I've seen. I need to watch more, and now that I have both seasons, I'm going to watch it all the way through. But this show is so hard to find. It is yet to be added to Paramount Plus, although I'm sure they'll add it now that I have both seasons. But both are very sought after, and I think they each go for like $50 to $80 each. So yeah, really good condition, because I found the first one, I think, at the same thrift store a long time ago, like I said. And I think the condition wasn't as good as this. But this is like, not mint on the outside, but the discs are definitely mint condition. So yeah, very happy to find that. Love some retro Nickelodeon. And Skolder, if you're watching, I swear to God, the guy always gives me shit about my Nickelodeon taste. But you know what? It's the best, okay? The Mummy set here, I almost said the trilogy, but this has like 5 films on it. Oh, it's got 4. It's got The Mummy Returns, The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon, and The Scorpion King, which I wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't so cheap. I only really like the first one, but hey, I mean, for the price of basically buying the first one, I will take the whole set. Plus, that is an awesome slipcover, and yeah. Next off, we have Romancing the Stone, directed by Robert Zemeckis. This has always been a favorite of mine. You got Michael Douglas in his prime, Kathleen Turner in her prime, and yeah, no, it's a really great romantic action adventure. It's been remade a few times lately. I think they're really trying to get this idea out there and out there again. The Lost City movie was very similar to this story, and then now they have that new one with Henry Cavill and Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. I forget what it's called, but that also looks similar to this in different ways. I mean, not saying that this story hasn't been done before this movie. It's just a certain flavor of mixing the different things together in a way, like, you know, a writer that accidentally writes the truth or knows where something's at and has to go on this adventure that she's never been on before. You know, it's total business type that has to, you know, go out of her comfort zone and then, you know, find somebody that is experienced with that kind of thing, and very similar. But anyway, everything's been done before. Next off, we have Cooley High, which this movie is magnifique. I fucking thoroughly enjoyed this movie. You got, you know, the elements of a street movie, a high school movie, and they're just intertwined beautifully together. Yeah, these two guys are just so fucking good together, and yeah, it's poignant, it's touching, and it really hits the feels at the end of the movie. I highly recommend this, Cooley High. Next off, we have a movie that came out not that long ago, release-wise. This movie's from the 80s, and that is The Monster Squad. Can't wait to revisit this in this new restoration. I thought I was getting the 4K, but I accidentally got the Blu-ray, but a few of my buddies told me it's not that much of a difference, so, and plus I wasn't that worried about it. Plus, the Blu-ray release doesn't have those awful fucking borders on the top with the 4K. So hey, if that's the price I pay to not have that bullshit, then I'm okay with that. Next off, we have one of my favorite remakes, and that is The Blob. This is directed by Chuck Russell, who did The Mask and Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors. This movie's so much fun and has some of the best effects in the game. This might not be as good as The Fly and The Thing when it comes to like the entirety of being a film, but I mean, this is right up there when it comes to the effects. And yeah, it's as far as remakes go, this one really packs a punch. Next off, we got some Christmas movies. We got one that I actually didn't get to watch this year, last year for Christmas, which I'm a little bummed out about, and that's White Christmas. Danny Bing Crosby and Danny fucking Kaye. Yeah, definitely can't wait to watch this next year, or god damn it, my shit's all fucked up. Can't wait to watch this later this year when Christmas rolls around again. So yeah, White Christmas, from what I remember it being really good. And then I did watch this year, and that is, god, I keep getting fucked up. I did, however, watch this last year, and that's Holiday Inn, Fred Astaire and Bing Crosby, and forgot the woman's name. Marjorie Reynolds. Yeah, she was really good in it as well. And yeah, I mean, it's Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, both so talented, multi-talented, and seeing them on screen together, of course, is a treat. There is some things in this movie, and if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. It did not age well at all. And I don't even think it aged well even then, particularly. But if you take that scene out, this movie is really good. It just, yeah, like I said, it just has some things that you kind of have to get past, but it is a really great movie other than that and overall. Next off, we have Holiday Affair with Robert Mitchum. This was such a treat. Robert Mitchum is one of the greatest actors of all time, and Wendell Corey was also really good in it. He's great in The Furies as well. And of course, Janet fucking Leigh, also amazing. So, I mean, you got three great stars together in a love triangle type movie. Great black and white, and the kid in this is just precious. It's just a fun time. I highly recommend this one as well. Next off, we have one that really threw me for a loop for how good this was, and that was Violent Night. This movie is so much fun. Is it original? Who fucking cares? It's original in the shit that it mixes together, and it's just a lot of fun. You got Dave Harbour giving, in my opinion, the best performance of his life, and John Leguizamo as the villain, who is fucking great as well. And yeah, it's a mix between Home Alone, John Wick, Bad Santa, Santa Claus, Die Hard. I mean, it's just a fucking big wad of different movies, but it works for the most part. Yeah, there's some things about it that could have been tweaked a little bit better, some characters that are a little but it is just so much fun, and the action in this is just, oh my god. Now we're out of the Christmas movies. Now we're moving on to some random shit, but all good stuff. Next off, we got Tron, the original classic. I mean, what can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said before? First, let me say RIP to Cindy Morgan. That was pretty tragic to hear that she died. If you guys don't know, she's the main girl in this, and she was also the girl in Caddyshack. Always been a big fan of her in both these movies, and it's just pretty sad that she died at 69 too. Great movie, Jeff Bridges, ahead of its time. I believe this was the first movie to use computer-generated effects, and it's a great movie to start. So yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't. I mean, it's Tron. Next off, we have one that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm a sucker for these underdog sport movies, and that is McFarlane USA. This was like $2 with the slipcover. Couldn't pass it up. I mean, it's $2. I mean, like, was I planning on paying any more than this for this movie? Could I watch it on Disney Plus? Yeah, and it's got a slipcover, so $2. Next off, we have one that a great TV movie, and I was so glad that I watched this, and that is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. You got Charles Durning, who's fucking great in this movie, And you have one of the guys from Tales from the Crypt, a couple Tales from the Crypt episodes. He was the killer Santa, and then he was the killer Santa and All Through the House, and he's solid in this movie. Yeah, really great little horror tale. Definitely highly recommend that. Next off, we have one that I have yet to open, because I'm actually going to watch this with my uncle and my dad at some point. I have seen this before, but not in a long time. Directed by Gene Wilder, starring Gene Wilder, Madeline Kahn, and Marty Feldman, and that is, Jesus, I said all of that so well, and I spaced on the title. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother. If you love Gene Wilder, this is right up your alley. The whole the first, part of the core cast of Young Frankenstein, back in another parody, satire, spoof, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I remember this being a lot of fun, and I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, get a good look at the cover there. Another one that threw me for a loop that I was expecting to just kind of think was okay, but this movie, as far as like the third installment of a trilogy goes, this movie blew me away. That's Creed 3. This movie is so good, and like I can't amplify that enough. I can't emphasize enough how good this movie is. It's in my top 5 of the year, and I didn't think a Creed movie would be in my top 5 of fucking 2023. All right, next off we have Soylent. I almost said Soylent Night. Soylent Night. We got Soylent Green. Iconic ending. Charlton Heston. Almost like a Twilight Zone episode. Yeah, a lot of fun. Not Ernest Borgnine. What the fuck am I? Edward G. Robinson is great in this too. Next off, we have one that not a lot of people talk about, and I hadn't even heard of it until my dad told me about it. And it's so much fun. It's kind of like North by Northwest and a few other movies, and that is Mirage. Such an underrated Gregory Peck film. If you like older black and white movies and you like Gregory Peck, I highly recommend that. Speaking of black and white, we got Jimmy Stewart. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Yeah. Try to lash around the Bluray for you. It's a digibook. You open it, it's a book. You read it, you watch it. That was terrible. Yeah, highly recommend this movie. I mean, it's iconic. I hadn't seen it until recently. This and another movie I hadn't watched till recently. I watched them around the same time, so it was easy for me to make the comparison. But it's very similar to Destry Rides Again. Two totally different contexts, but very similar story. Yeah, check this out. Frank Capra's a masterful director. It's so good. Such an important film. Man, we're staying on the black and white trail here. We got Cape Fear, another amazing film. Robert Mitchum, again, one of the best actors. Gregory Peck, again, amazing. Such a great movie. The remake's good too, but this is better in my opinion, and a lot of people I think feel the same way. Robert Mitchum is so menacing and so subtle, and he's just like a fucking like a tiger on the prowl. It's so haunting and creepy. Definitely check that out if you have not seen it. Here we have one that's more of a popcorn movie. This is a lot of fun though. It's Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, it is what it is. As far as shark movies go, we don't really have a lot of them, so gotta kind of go easy on them. And yeah, it's a Rennie Harlan movie. Got a pretty good cast, even though they keep some of the unlikable actors longer than the likable ones. That's probably the only thing I'd say about this movie that kind of got in the way of me liking it a little bit more than I could have. Sorry, I almost had an aneurysm there. Next off, we have The Others. Just got this today. Missed it in the Criterion sale because it was sold out, and I didn't want to get the Blu-ray. I wanted to get the 4K, but then I was like, I feel like with Criterion releases, there's such great remasterings anyway. I don't think the 4K is that much of a big deal. But so I just caved because I found this for the Criterion sale price at Half Price Books. For $20, I got The Others, Nicole Kidman. Such a good movie. So haunting, so good. Nicole Kidman fucking delivers. The whole cast is great. It's a small cast. One setting, really simple story with a great twist. Come on, gotta love The Others. Some people shit on this movie, and then some people praise it, and I am one of the praisers. This is a great fucking movie, and I think twists just sit weird with people sometimes, and I think a twist can make a movie for some people, and I think a twist can ruin a movie for some people. So I think some of the people that do shit on this movie, I just think the twist wasn't really for them. Ready Player One, this is another one I didn't really care for when I first saw it. I just thought it was kind of but honestly, rewatching it, a lot of fun, and that's all it should be looked at, is a tribute to this time, and it has enough references and enough movies that it shows and characters that it brings back that it's just undeniable fun. Next off, we have my favorite of the saga, and that is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I mean, Sean Connery and Harrison Ford's undeniable chemistry. They're so good together. The beginning with River Phoenix is one of the best scenes in the whole franchise. Yeah, gotta love it. Villains are good too. That I thought was great to start, and then it just kind of fizzled out for me. And I'm sure the show's way better. And even, what's his name? The guy who was Joss Whedon. Apparently he had a horrible time being affiliated with this. Like, he was gonna direct it, and then he dropped out of directing it or something like that. Yeah, he didn't have a great time making this movie, and you can really feel that. It just kind of feels like a production nightmare. And that's, sorry, I didn't say what it was called. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, I like her in it, and it's, you know, fun at first, but then it just kind of dwindled for me. But definitely worth watching and owning. It just could have been better. Next off, we have, I said the Christmas movies were over, but I was wrong, and that is The Year Without a Santa Claus. Probably my favorite Rankin and Bass film. You got Snow Miser and Heat Miser. They make the movie. One of them played by Dick Shawn, who was the son in It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. He was like the one that's like, I'm coming, Ma! All right, last but not least, we got one of the best of last year, and that is Talk to Me. Talk to me. I will let you in. Hello. Yeah, so we got Talk to Me. Love this movie. So good. So good. It's one that some people didn't like, but I think horror is just such a divisive genre. There's always going to be haters out there. But as far as just a really great horror story goes, this packed a punch and had a lot of twists and turns, a lot of elements from other horror movies, and likable characters too, which is always a win in a horror film. And yeah, gotta love Talk to Me. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I can't wait for the prequel. I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a great day, okay? And let me know in the comments down below what you guys picked up, or what out of the pickups that I got, which one's your favorite. Let me know. You guys have a great night, okay? God bless you. Take it easy.